Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited to have Tattooed Simmer here today to talk about her experience in this season of the Builder Games. Thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you for having me, even though I didn't win. Shout out to Rosanna TXT for winning. She was amazing.
She is amazing, and if you want to learn more about her, please tune into the interview that I released last week to talk about that. But today, we're here to talk about you because this was your season. This was your game.
I I was so excited for it. I said the last season I did, I left a little brokenhearted.
Mhm.
The game did me dirty. It was nobody else. It was the game. I don't know why. Um, what I don't even remember what week it was. But we had to build something using only one pack. And
Mhm.
so I built this abandoned library using what I thought was only Strangerville. And so I had this the way that I do kind of like better build by for me on console is I'll go onto the gallery and I'll type in like Strangerville debug.
Mhm.
And so people will put all the debug items from Strangerville like size down or not in a room, and so I can like put that room on a lot, pick out the things I want. So I don't have to sort through the whole menu. So I do that a lot, and that's what I did.
Mhm.
Um, and in this abandoned library, there were just like dirt piles around everywhere. The floors were flooded. Like I was so proud of it. I was so excited. And then all of a sudden there's like a message in the group that said a couple players are going to be eliminated because they use more than one pack. And I was like, that's not me. It's uploaded on the gallery. It says that I only used one pack. And so then one of my personal friends who was a judge that season messaged me and said, "Hey, I want to tell you this is what happened. It was one uh dirt pile in Strangerville, and I'm pretty sure she was actually the one that found it." So if you want to know if the Builder Games is fair or not, somebody who was my personal friend was the one who found the dirt pile that was the mistake in the game. So it is
Oh.
fair. It
It
is
is
very
fair.
fair.
It is very fair.
Um, and so it didn't happen to just me though. It happened to Sim Michelle. Like the game told her she only had werewolves in the pack. She ended up having like cloves of garlic that were from vampires. I don't know why the game just like registered them as base game. Maybe it's because it's like a debug item that you can unlock. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
But anyways, we thought we only used one pack. We did not. So we got eliminated. And so after that I was a little bitter. I was like, I'm not gonna do this again. Like that was nobody's fault, but it was just annoying. But then Juby came back with this desserts theme, and I was like, okay, why would you do this? Why would you do this to me and like torture me like that? And I was like, I don't know. Even when she just announced the theme, I was like, I really want to. Like maybe I'll just be a judge.
Mhm.
Um, but we'll see. But my whole feeling was that last time was like the third time I had been on Builder Games, and so I didn't want to do it again if people were going to get eliminated.
Yeah.
Um, because I didn't want like I felt like I had my turn, and I was like, I'll let somebody else have a turn at that. I don't want to like eliminate other people who haven't done this before. But then when it said it was no eliminations, I was like, okay, I'll just apply again and see what happens. And then I got in and I was like, okay. And I just love the theme because you know that we both love to bake. And
Yes.
so um I just had like so many ideas whenever I saw them. Like I could have built one for every theme probably and like just like the first week I think I built four different ones and I had to just sit there and decide which one. I
Oh
was like,
my.
which one do I want to submit? I don't know because I had too many ideas and I had to like get them all out and then look at them and figure out and figure out which one it was that I wanted to submit. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun this season. So
So what other pies did you make then? I'm very curious for week one.
I made a key lime pie. I made a lemon meringue pie. And then I th- what was the other one? I don't remember what the other one I did was.
So
Um,
so then what made you settle on the French silk pie?
I tried to do all of them where the furniture and like the decor matched the like theme of them, and I thought that the other ones weren't quite there. Like I thought like the key lime and the lemon ring were kind of just like random. Like
Okay.
the colors were there.
Hmm.
And I like they looked good, but I didn't really think that like the furniture and stuff matched the theme per se.
Okay.
Um so that's why I didn't really do those. But I mean, I could have done any of them. I liked all of them, but I just chose the French silk one.
Have you uploaded the key lime pie build out of curiosity?
I think so. Hold on, I have my game open. I can look.
I appreciate you've come prepared. I have so much come prepared for this pie. The reason key lime pie is my favorite pie. It is so delicious. It is good all year round. It is just phenomenal. So I would love to see this key lime pie and what your imagination would have brought together.
I'm pretty sure it was a boba shop, if I'm correct. Did I upload it? Oh man, I don't know if I did.
Oh,
It might be in my personal library. I don't think I uploaded it to the gallery, but I can.
you sh please do.
Oh, not lots.
I want to see it. I want to see this beautiful key lime pie build because key lime pie is delicious, and the fact that you built all four is amazing. I don't know how anybody who's partaking in the builder games is actually able to do this every week and come up with these amazing builds because I would have just cried in the corner and been like, I don't have enough time. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I did it. And um, I still do have photos of it on my phone, so I'll send you a photo of it.
Okay.
But I just overwrote that save file on accident, which was a whole different it's a whole different conversation. I lost like two collab builds that I had to restart, and that
Oh
was super
God.
fun. But no, so I don't have that build anymore, but I do have pictures of it. That
Okay.
happens too frequently to me.
I want to see pictures because I just like now I just want key lime pie and I'm doing no added sugar this month. So now I really want key lime pie.
Yeah, no, I'll send it to you. I'm pretty sure it was like a boba shop that it was key lime pie. So yeah, I'll definitely send you the photos of that. But yeah, that was fun. But I had the most fun, I think, with week two. Or what
Yes.
wait, was that the
Week
round one? Was that the
week
cake?
two was the cake. You did Black
Yes.
Forest.
Okay. Yeah, that was my favorite one.
That I
Yeah.
so every I want to shout out everybody that partake that week. It was so phenomenal to see all of these cakes come to life. As someone who literally just made tiered cakes for so long, I
Right.
loved seeing it. So why did you end up deciding on Black Forest? Out of curiosity.
Um, I I don't know. I just thought that the black with the or like the chocolate and the cherries. I knew that I could get cherries out of debug to like put on the top.
Hmm.
Um, it's one of my favorite cakes. I love Black Forest cake. I think it's really good. So I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna choose that. But I think I just knew what items in debug. My brain sometimes is like a catalog of the items in the Sims game. It's so great. Like people will be like, "What pack is this from?" And I'm like, "Cottage Living" or "Strangerville," or it's ridiculous. I play it too much. It's a real problem. And so I was like, "Okay, I know I can get cherries," and then I felt like there was enough stuff to make like cream on the outside, and
Hmm.
so I just like looked for something that I could use for that, and I did like the yarn balls from knitting. I just sized those up, and then we have cake toppers from weddings, so I used one of those. But it was it was Juby, I think, and like the prompts for, trying to make it look like a real cake. I
Hmm.
was like, I want to make it I want to build a basement and put a table down there and like raise it up so that it looks like the cake is actually sitting on a stand for display and not just
Yes.
like on the ground. Because that was one of her suggestions. So like think like it was like a legitimate
Yeah, a cake
um
cake on a stand.
right. And so I did that, and then once I did that, I was like, it doesn't have to be livable,
No.
but I want to make it look like you could get up there. Like I didn't want it to just be a cake on a stand.
Yes.
So then that's when I just took the same stand and like curved it downwards to like make the stairs. Um, and we were getting close to spooky season, so I was like, we might as well
We might as well
we
get
might as
that.
well start early.
Might as well
Yeah.
start again. It's so phenomenal. This is only gonna be a podcast only, so I can't really just be like, look at my phone. But how did you curve the cake stand out of curiosity, being a console player and not using Tool?
Um, I just like every one of those is sized up one more time.
Oh, okay. I see.
And
Okay.
so I just had on like I don't know, what is it, free? It's not half full tile or half tile. It's like the free moved objects freely or whatever.
Yes.
And you can do that on console. You just have to um hold down, like even you can rotate them freely too, like around in circles. But yeah, I just kind of did that in a pattern that would curve. But yeah, if I sized it up one time, every time mostly it would stack. Like some tables didn't work like that.
Hmm.
And some of them I would have to leave the same size and just like raise them up and then put rocks underneath of it so it didn't look like it was floating, to get them to where you could actually step. But yeah, that was my favorite part of that build. I loved that. And then the red trees. I knew we had red trees in the game, and so I could kind of like incorporate the cherries within the like landscaping also. So yeah, I love that build. That was my favorite one of the
Oh
whole
my God.
season.
I love it. It's so delicious. I'm not a fan of Black Forest cake, but now I want a piece of Black Forest cake and Key Lime pie. We're just collecting things that I'm gonna want to eat in this podcast. But I just honestly I just like the icing on a Black Forest cake. I will just
Yeah.
eat everybody's icing because I don't particularly care for cherries. Like
Oh,
if I had to pick my cake, I'm pretty basic. I personally like a wheat cake with chocolate icing. That is
nice.
Yep, just classic. Nothing fancy.
I loved the wedding cake, or not the wedding cake, the like funfetti cake, because that was my second idea
Okay.
outside of the Black Forest, was like a kid's birthday like funfetti cake, because my son's birthday cakes are like my I always said always said when I was younger that I wanted to be that mom that other kids were like, look, his mom made him that cake, and that mom was like, I can't make that. So like last year I made my son a monster truck birthday cake, and it was legit. It was it's one of my favorite cakes I've ever made. It like had like a like I it was tiered, and then I cut out pieces of the tiers so the monster trucks were like driving up to the top.
Oh my God.
um, it was so much fun. Loved it. And so I was thinking about doing like a kid's birthday cake. Um, I don't know why I didn't do that one, but I think that was the girl who got third. I think that's who did the birthday cake that week.
Yes.
But I love that one too. That was one of my favorites that week.
Oh, and again, everyone who participated in that week, I was like, oh, it's just so good. It's just so pretty. I was like, I want to do this, but I need a year to put it together.
For
Not four
a
hours
week.
and a genie
Yeah.
wish. Like I need a year to
Yeah,
finish off this.
I got COVID during week 3 too. So I was struggling. I was struggling like going to work, and then because I was sick during the weekend, and then I was like symptom free, but I still like have asthma, and so it was just really hard for me. And so I would come home from work just like exhausted,
Yeah.
and then be like, okay, I have to try and chip away at this.
Right. I got to do this. I mean, speaking of week three, was the Cookie Monster Challenge. Talk to me about your build.
That one was off of sugar cookies. I love sugar cookies. Like the kind that you get from the store that are just garbage. Or just like a plain sugar cookie without frosting. I love those too.
Yep.
decorating them with my son at Christmas time. Like I love all of that. So I want to do something with that. And I have a friend that I went to high school with and part of college that's what she does for a living. She has her own store back in her hometown
Okay.
where she just sells custom sugar cookies. And so I've had her do I had her do them for my son's first birthday. It was like a Space Jam theme
Yes.
and they were amazing. Like she made like the little Gatorade bottle and put like Duke's secret sauce on it, because that's his name. They're so cute and she's so talented.
So cute.
And so I kind of like that was like my first thought when I thought of cookies. Um, because I've been screamed at for doing too much brown. So we can't do like double chocolate chip or
We gotta switch it up. We gotta get some color. We gotta get some color in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay, so we're just gonna do sugar cookies because they can literally be anything. So we did that, and then that's when Love Struck had just came out.
Hmm.
And Love Struck, because it's based like in Mexico, with all of that, it was so colorful. So I just like totally went with that. And kind of used one of the wall art graffitis
Hmm.
as like the logo for the business, and then I used like every debug building that came with that came with Love Struck and made like a tiny town to go around the building. So that was fun. And then upstairs was two separate apartments
Hmm.
and then the cookie bakery downstairs. And then I tried to make the cookie like the bakery part, the inside, just like a plain sugar cookie, so it was just like a hue of brown and like all the color was like on the outside. So that was my plan for that.
Cute. I love it. I'm looking at it now. I definitely could see. I was like, oh, this is a lot of Love Struck stuff in here as I was looking at
Yeah.
all the debug.
That's what
Uh,
happens to me when we get a new pack. I use that pack and it's like a hyperfixation and I have to use all of the new stuff that I have. I have to use all the shiny new stuff, and then we can go back to using some items I don't let go. Like there's some packs that come out, and then there's a particular item that I just like latch onto, and it goes in like almost every single one of my builds from from then on. Um, and so that we'll see if that happens with Love Struck, but it happens a lot with Cottage Living.
I love that. Now let's talk about the last week. It was obviously strawberry shortcake because
Yeah.
it's so juicy right now. I want to literally eat those strawberries.
That one was fun. I wanted to, like I said, I tried to every time to do the furniture and everything kind of like to the history of it. So like the Black Forest, I built it in Glimmerbrook,
Hmm.
and then this one I built in Hinford,
Hmm.
because strawberry shortcake was invented in the UK. So and I like sat it on a hill and I used like the sheep's wool for the top, and I kind of did the same sort of thing as I did with the cherries with the strawberries. But then I also put the strawberries like on the little lamps inside and little touches of that inside, and then it was all like white and tan and red. So
Amazing. Again, it looks so juicy. What pack did the strawberries come from?
there's base game straw. Well, I mean, I think you can grow strawberries from the base game. Yeah, it's just like a straw. So when you plant stuff
Hmm.
in the game, it just comes as like the thing.
Yes.
So like if you feed a toddler a strawberry, you can just put the strawberry on the ground and plant it, and then it grows a strawberry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
so
I'm like, I've
that's
never
all
seen
it
the
is.
strawberries before. Why?
Yeah, they're just giant.
They're just
Because
giant.
they're teeny tiny in the game, and you like put them on the ground, and then you can click on it and plant it, and then you can grow a strawberry bush. But yeah, it's just a strawberry. I think strawberries are base game.
I also
I could
appreciate
be
that
wrong.
that you use the flowers as whipped cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. No, you did such an amazing job this season. What did you take away from this season?
Um, I think what I took away most from this season was like just to have just have fun with it. I think I took it more serious. Like when I was in it before, like this time I really wanted to win. But I think for like as long as I've been in the community, I've wanted to just prove that console players can do the same thing as everybody else.
Hmm.
So just to be like in the top few every week was nice, I guess. So that's what I learned. It's just like if I didn't take it so seriously, I wasn't like in my head so much, and I felt like I had more fun and enjoyed it a little bit more than I did previously. The first season I was there, I made it to the finale, and I was just excited to be there. I was just like, I'm here still? That's crazy.
And now you're just lighting up a cigarette. Been here,
Yeah.
guys. I've seen stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, you being the, I think we determined you being the only console player in this season was phenomenal. I would never know that this was made on a console. I would never know any of your builds are made on console, to be honest with you, which is just a display of how amazing your talents are.
I just tell people that I can't. The reason I build so fast is because I don't have Tool. Because if I had Tool, then like it would take me, my computer would explode. I would be on a build putting too much detail in. Like I have a friend who used to play on console and now he plays on PC, and I didn't know him when he played on console.
Hmm.
Um, but when I watch him build on PC, he is very, very detailed and puts a crazy amount of like thought into like interior, exterior, everything. And I was like, that would be me. Like that's when it would I understand why it takes some of these PC players forever. Like I can only do so much. I can size it down and that's the size it is. And that's it. If you don't like it, move on, find something else. Like I just it's just it's simplified for me, and I think my brain needs that, or else I would have to spend months to get like a 64 by 64 lot done. There's no way. There's no way. I would be way too detailed about it, and it would be out of control.
Oh, I'm the same way. I don't use Tool. I've never used Tool. Don't plan on using Tool, to be honest, everybody listening. I just, it's just so much. And there's just so much you can do. And there's people out there that use Tool and it's amazing and that's great for them. However, however, I would rather just be like, I'm just gonna place an item down. And then I'm gonna move on to the next
Yeah,
one. And then move on to the
I
next one.
when people ask me like even in my stream, they're like, "Well, how do you do that?" I'm like, "I don't like I've been doing it with my controller for so long that I have to like look at the buttons. I'm like, these ones."
So I know we've had this conversation many times. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you use a controller. I can barely function on a keypad. And if I had to go like up, down, left, side, SR, that would I'd sit here and be like, I've given up. I give up. I gave up. I am done. Like I'm super done. Even like Nintendo Switch shit when we're playing like Mario Party, I'm like, I gotta move this thing. No, I'm done.
Yeah, did you Danielle Builds just posted a couple videos of her trying to build on console. She
Yes.
downloaded it on her and I messaged her. I was like, "I love you so much. You did such a good job." And she was like, "Thank you. I'm so proud of myself."
Yes. Because
Uh,
it's like PC players, like we're down here, console players are fucking up here. Because you have no CC, no mods, yet you're able to make builds fucking incredible. And we bow down to you of your amazing skill.
it's just a giant scam. We just have to I think the thing is we we were trying to outsmart EA. We're just like, "No, we can do it. I know you think that we're not allowed to play stuff here, but we're gonna figure out a way to, and it'll be fine."
I know, just like EA, focus on console players, focus on them. They like you. I don't want you to keep forgetting that they exist.
Yeah. Like I
Like,
have a friend that I watched, Absurd Koala. She was in my Sims building competition where I have like it's basically like a bracket style like March Madness. And so PC players are on one side, console players are on one side. So they're all doing the same challenges and
yeah.
competing together, but they don't have to like compete against each other. Um and because that's the only thing I don't like about builder games is that I have to compete against people that use Tool. And I think that might be what turns some console players off from applying to it is because they're just like, I'm not gonna win. I just have a complex, and I think that I can be as good as everybody else.
What's
And
definitely
so I'm like,
it's
you know what, we'll try. Um, so that's what I told. I'm like, I'm not a sore loser. I just really love winning, and so, um, so yeah, so that's me. But I know I've talked to some console players that just don't want to do it because they don't want to compete against Tool. But
yep.
I mean, there are players in the games that don't use Tool. Like I know Sims Telestory doesn't use Tool.
Mhm.
And you know they got pretty far in the in this season, and um, you know, so you can, and
Mhm.
it's a lot of fun just to meet people. Like that's one of the
Yeah.
best part of the builder games. Like I've met so many of my Sims community friends from the builder games. So even if you don't think you'll win, you can still do it for that, just to meet people and like get out there in the community.
I think that is such amazing advice of like wanting to join and just like the getting to know new people, getting to know the new builders coming in. There was a lot of new builders this year I had never heard of before that were very talented. And now that
Yeah,
they're on our radar. So
right,
it's a really good platform that Juby has created that where she's able to help shine a light on the builder community from the newer builders who are just starting to the builders that have been here since day one. So
right.
yeah. Well, tattoos are, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again for, wanting to be here and, indulging these podcasts. And you did such a great job this season. Would you ever come back?
You know, I said no before, so I said I wouldn't come back before, and I did. So, who knows? Juby is amazingly talented, and she has an excellent mind. So I'm sure she'll come up with a theme again that I'm like, oh man, that's too good,
I,
and I end up applying for it. But we'll see what happens.
we shall see. Well, I'm
Yeah.
a judge until doesn't want me anymore. So, but,
Yeah, yeah.
um, tattoos are an absolute pleasure. Where can we find you? Where can we find your amazing work?
You can find me mostly on Instagram and Twitch. I don't stream as much as I used to, just because I got a new job. I don't work the same job I have since I've been doing this podcast, but I am starting to post more on Instagram. I took kind of a break,
Mhm.
and then Builder Games has kind of like gotten my brain flowing and gotten me back into building again. So I've been posting a little more recently.
Welcome back. It's honest. It's nice to take a break and come back with fresh eyes because you kind of
For
get to the
sure.
point when you're just like your
It's like,
eyes
is
are
this
just
the same house? Is this the same house I've been building the whole time, just a different shade? Like, that's what I
oh,
feel like sometimes.
100%. It's just like yep. It's just good. Like you're just like taping your eyes open. You're like, I got this. I'm awake. I'm functioning. I'm focused. Yeah,
Yeah.
fresh eyes. Well, thank you so much, and I want to thank you again for building a set for Forever and Always.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely. That was such a fun project.
It's so original. It's so original, and the fact that it's built on console it makes it even more fucking better. And I will once it comes out, my plan is to have everybody in the credits, including the builders, and so they
Nice.
can go and download these builds because oh my
Yes.
God,
I
yes.
know that one is still on the gallery. So yeah, I think it's just Car Factory. I don't know what I don't know what I titled it, but yeah, it's I had a lot of fun with that because you gave me amazing like direction on what to do with it.
Yeah.
And I love that too. Like I've been working with a storyteller on Twitch who's
Okay.
asked me to build some stuff for her sets. And she was like, "Have you ever done that before?" And I was like, "Yeah, I built this for like a machinima set that's gonna come out soon." And she was like, "Okay, awesome." And so she like gave me like a few directions, and then I was sitting in my Discord, and she like hopped in, and she was like, "Is this what I asked?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she like gave me a few directions, and she was like, "Oh my God, see, this is what I wanted, but I couldn't do
Yes.
it." But yeah, I love doing that because sometimes I don't have my own ideas, but if you have it. Then I can do it. Like I just love building, so even if it's not, I don't do gameplay, so I just appreciate that somebody wants to use it for something, you
Yes,
know?
exactly. I had the vision. There's no way I could execute it. So I was like, I know who can. So thank you again.
You're welcome.
Um, I have really nothing else I really want to plug. Besides go follow Tattooed Simmer, and she's absolutely amazing. And go check out the Builder games as well. I think there's gonna be a seventh season,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Winky Face.
I think they might have teased it. I was
I,
like, no, I can't,
maybe.
I can't look at this. I swear, if she does it at Christmas and it's Christmas themed, I'll be like, see, that's one of those things too. It's like I love Christmas, so I would be like, oh, why?
I may or may not know what's going on for the seventh season. Winky Face.
Oh
I may or
no,
may not have manifested it.
oh
So,
no.
Winky Face. So, anyways,
That's awesome.
it's been an absolute pleasure. Please go check out Tattooed Summer. I have nothing else besides everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all on Wednesday. What are we doing on Wednesday this week? Oh, it is going to be Shannon simming. Simming Shannon. I can't even speak anymore. It's going to be it's just gonna be Shannon. I was gonna say Shannon. And since it is almost spooky time, stay tuned for the season premiere of Real Life with Stassi, which is premiering on October 31st. So,
Ooh,
yes.
we love her life with Sassy.
Well, I'm very excited. I want to, if I'm able to pull this off, I'm gonna be very impressed with myself. But anyways, absolute pleasure as always. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye.